Yeah, trade intuition, flipping charts, mad precision. We on the grind, no sleep, endless mission. Crypto waves, no tide, just decisions. Ride or die with the block's ambition. Let's make this money, profits rain like monsoon. Bull or bear, we adapt, typhoon. While it's packed, no room, full bloom. Path to riches, straight shot, no detour too soon. Trading is only as difficult as you make it. Rise, fall, rise again, never fake it. Cold wallets, private keys, gotta break it. Crypto life on the edge, let's shake it. Trade intuition, candlestick intuition. Charts wilder than Wild West ambition. We got the drive, mad clicks, no permission. Ready for the moon, orbit's our mission. Let's make this money, stacking sats, no fiat. Eyes on the prize, mad gains, where's the hat? Diamond hands, no flinch, iron combat. Full speed to the peak, no fallback. Trading is only as difficult as you make it. Rise, fall, rise again, never fake it. Cold wallets, private keys, gotta break it. Crypto life on the edge, let's shake it.
Three, two, one, let's go. I'm in the charts all day. My goal is to make you money. I provide the information required to know exactly when to enter. I don't give this blanket statement, buy the breakout, buy the retest. Join me every single day, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to understand the who, what, where, when, and especially the why when it comes to trading. This is why the coin's dumping. Every 7 days, it's releasing tokens. All right, so just checking, make sure my mic is working and looks good. A bingo and a bango, bingo and a bango. What's going on, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is your time. It is always time to make this money. So let's do it, guys. Let's make this money. My name is Joe. Welcome back to Trade Intuition, where we show you how to successfully trade without all the complicated terms, pattern memorization. That stuff's boring. Who wants that? It's like reading a big old book. No, I'll take the movie. I'll take the audio. But if you do want to read a big old book, hey, great. Learn all the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s and the Wyckoff theory and all that fun stuff. For me personally, I don't like doing it personally due to the fact that it gives me a bias. Oh, we're waiting for the spring and the spring happens. Oh, we should be going up because we just hit the spring. Oh, we didn't. Okay, well, let's see if it does another spring. Or let's see, well, what happens if the Wyckoff theory doesn't even produce a spring? And you're waiting for the spring in order for it to do the huge move. Well, there's Wyckoff theory 1 and 2. One has the spring and one doesn't. So go figure. Which one are you supposed to wait for? Well, anyway, my name is Joe. This is TradeIntuition. Let's get to it. I forgot to bring up the crypto bubbles. Let's see what the market is doing. Let's do a crypto bubbles. And let's just bring this up here. Let's see what the market's doing. Now, of course, what we do pretty much every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go over basically, and hopefully y'all can hear me just fine. We go over sometimes Bitcoin bubbles, just kind of see what the over market's doing. We go over Bitcoin for sure, and then we go over your coins. So if you have any coins you would like me to do, now granted, right now is not the best time to trade, especially today. Today has been just whipsawing. It's been crazy. I was in 2 trades earlier, shorts, of course. They broke the support level, started looking great. Everything was going good for about an hour or two, and then just all of a sudden, everything just started booming. And of course, I'm using leverage, so it's like, you know what? It doesn't look great. It broke my resistance really quick. Exit the trades. And I took 2 losses, small losses, very small losses. Nothing like what it could have been. And then I just been looking at the charts, and I'm seeing, it looks one way, and then it looks like, okay, it's good to enter, and then it flips. Today is not a good day to trade, and I'm pretty sure with it being already 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know that today's been rough. Now, if you've been lucky and maybe got one of these big green candles, then great, good for you. One thing that everybody needs to do in this space is be happy for others. You took a loss, but your buddy won. Good for him. Good for him. Because soon it'll be you getting that. Versus if you're always, real negative and, man, everybody else is winning and not me. Oh, okay, they're winning. What are they doing? Hey, like, how did you find that coin? Was it luck? Was there news? Is there a site that you go to? So all that will help you in your crypto journey. Versus, they just got lucky. Maybe they did. I mean, there's times where we enter trades and, man, we kill it. We absolutely kill it. Like a day or two later, 80%. Now, this hasn't happened in a while, but this used to happen. And I would tell my group, I'm not a genius or nothing. It just looked good. And sometimes when I find charts, usually it's prior to other larger groups finding these coins. So we enter before they enter, they pump our coins. And we get 60, 80%. And I'll tell my group all the time, it's like, hey guys, it was just luck. It looked great, but it was just luck. Now, other mentors, of course, they would pat themselves on the back and, yes, this is what I do all the time. Nobody knows that. And I have to stress that nobody knows what's going to happen, what's going to pump. Now, granted, I mentioned this yesterday in reference to the market makers, where we don't know what they're going to do. Now, granted, we have some indicators that tell us what they're doing, present tense, but we don't know what they're going to do, because usually what they'll do is they'll have levels of interest. That's what I call it, levels of interest above and below where we're at. So if they wanted to, they could continue it lower to get these areas of interest before they go higher. Or what they could do is fake everybody out, start going down to where we think they're going to hit these levels. Then they reverse it because now everybody is, oh, let's go short. They reverse it because that's how they make all their money. They reverse it. And of course, with all those orders being open, the stop losses, the liquidity, liquidation zones, then it starts going up, creating other levels of interest. And then it hits that top level. And then now it comes down. It's just the way that they make money. So once we understand that, we can kind of figure out, okay, probably they'll come down to this area of interest before they go to this one, but they could easily just flip it. So just kind of give you a heads up. The heat book, I forget what it's called, the website. I put it in the group sometimes, but that one, it can be manipulated because the market makers know that retail, which is us, looks at that site to see where the big bids are placed. And so they'll remove their trades like very quick. All right, moving on. So we do have Ordi up 13 amazing percent. We have Sats. So this is, you know, Bitcoin genre, I guess you can say. And Sats. Of course, there's a better word for that category, I guess. So we have two that are really good. We have OM up almost 4%. Uni, we talked about Uni the other day. I think it was Uni. But the setup for, I believe this is the one where it wasn't too great. And now it might have come down quite a bit more before it came up. And that's what's going to happen. Price is going to go down. Price is going to go up. So definitely, guys, if you have a coin you want me to do, let me know. Thank you for letting me know the audio is good. Appreciate that greatly. Do appreciate that. So let's go ahead and just extend this out so we can see a little bit more of that. Oh, yeah. So let me do this as well. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Bitcoin at different time frames, and I strongly recommend that when you're looking at Bitcoin, always zoom out. That's one thing you really want to do, and there we go. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's go and do this. I'll pop out. Very good. This, move this over here. Now, for me personally, I like having my chats in multiple areas. So if I'm concentrating down here and I see it moving, hopefully I can get to your chat quicker. And so just kind of give you a heads up. All right. And then, of course, I also have it on my other monitor. So hopefully I don't get too far behind on the chats. Now, that used to be my biggest thing. Man, y'all know me. I like to talk. I will be talking for a good 25 minutes, if not longer, before I look at the chat. And it's like, oh, man, that's a lot. All right, moving on. So let's get out of here. Get out of here, Bubbles. All right. So this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. We've been looking at this. Now, we do have a POC, point of control, right here. And the way we got that was from this move. You know, this tiny move right here. And we are underneath the POC. Now, with that being said, which is the point of control, if it does come up, hopefully, for the shorts, it'll get rejected and then come back down. However, if it does break above the POC, which is right at 59,000, if it does break above that, we have this zone that we're in right now. You see this zone? It's a nice little zone. You know, sometimes it breaks down, sometimes it breaks up, but this is a real nice little tight zone. Now, let's see here. We could actually extend this zone. See if I can grab it. Where I grab it from? Zone, you're getting me mad, Zone. You're getting me mad. Okay, so let's see how this looks. I like it. So we get some more of these candles. We got this right here. And of course, you know, it did break down, come up. All right. So I do like this right here. So is this? Okay. So this is our little zone that we have going. Okay. Now, if it does break up out of this zone, excuse me, this is the area that we have to watch. So it's all just support resistance. This is the area that we have to watch. Let's put our magnet to on so it snaps in place. Right at 60.8. Now we do have an area of liquidity, and all that is this wick. You know, this is where there was selling pressure. So I get that question asked a bunch as far as liquidity. All it is an area of interest that there was a lot of either buyers or sellers. In this case, it would be sellers. You know, the price came all the way up here, and then selling pressure, which leaves this wick. So this actually creates a little zone like this. And this, you know, we could, let's just do it red. Let's just do it red. And anything red here. Let's go ahead and put this a little bit. So this creates, I'm not sure if y'all can, how well y'all can see that. but this does create a, it's like a little zone, a liquidity zone, sell pressure zone, resistance zone, whatever you want to call it. Just know that it's here, and it's here because of the wick. So if the price action does come up, and let's say it bounces here for a little bit, then it comes up here, we have a much stronger possibility that it is going to get rejected because of the candle body closes. Now, if it does get rejected and come down, now what people are going to see, especially the ones that trade patterns, which I don't, they're going to see a top and a top. They're going to see a double top. Here is the neckline that it needs to break. And then, of course, if it does break that neckline, this would be the measured move. So from here to here, let's straighten that out. Then we just get this, go here. We're looking at a measured move around 53. Now, 53 happens to correspond with our area of possible interest. The market makers, what they like to do is, so let me back up. Liquidity is created whenever we don't go to the recent lows. In case, because people throw around that word a bunch, liquidity, and it has different meanings in my opinion. But here, we had an area of a low that the price did not come back to. Here, we had a low that the price did not come back to. So in that essence, the market makers really like to go back to the previous lows. Now, they don't have to do this all the time, but they do like doing it. So this would actually go into this area of a low that hopefully the market makers will take back, and also this. Now, when the market makers do this, when the market makers actually take up the lows from previous price action, this makes it very, very bullish to go up. Now, if they don't take these levels, well, it still looks bullish to go up because we have these areas. So we have a high here. This high took out this high, which is good. Coming down, we have a high here, but we don't have another high to take this out. So right now, this area, and including all this right here, is an area that the market makers are interested in bringing it up to. So if the market makers do bring it up here, there is a pretty good chance that they'll bring it up here only to trick everybody. Because just imagine this. Price comes up here, 62. Comes up here to around 64. Now, we've mentioned this before in reference to, going to the all-time highs, which is way over here, where the price will just dump and dump hard. And that's because people are going to start getting really, really FOMO-y, and they're going to start going long. And, 64K, we're going to go to 75, and then from 75, 125, and so on and so forth. Now, when the price does come up here, if we have not taken out these levels, it's really, really good for a thought process for us to come up here, come down, take these levels out, come back up, and then eventually start working our way up again. Now, granted, the price cannot always be taken. Like, you can't always take the lows, and you can't always take the highs. But for example, here, here we had a low. This one, okay, it wicked it, so it's all right. Here we had a low. Here we don't have this coming down back to it. Then it rose up, so it created all this area of liquidity, all this area of very high interest. Then it created a low. Then this low didn't come down, at least to wick or anything. This price came down here, took out this one. Then this price came down here, took out this one. Then as it's coming down, it's taking out this. Then all this took out all this. Then, because it dumped so hard, it created Nothing but areas of interest, liquidity, whatever you want to call it, all right here. So it's just an endless game that they play with us. That's all it is. All right, so let's go ahead and do some Control Z. Let's clear this up a little bit. Control Z, clear this up a little bit. Now, I would like to see it. Personally, I would just like to see it get rejected here off of our yellow line right at 58.6. Come down, break this level of now recent support at 57.2. Come into our area of interest. Now, our area of interest is due to this. This was a move made by the market makers, pushing up the price very, very fast, very, very hard. Now, because this wick ate up, and I call it a box, since this wick ate up almost half of the box, we still have this box left. So this is what's creating this area of interest. Then after that, of course, you know, we do have this. It'd be really great if it did come down to here, which is around 52 to 50 with the low of 49.5. We'll see. We shall see. Let's see here. Now, if we were to do a fib retracement, let's see here. Nope, wrong one. Fib retracement with the low from here to the high, and I always include the wicks to here, and then we change this to range high, range low, mid range, and let's hide this one. This is our this is more of the macro, even though it's still not as macro as it could be. And macro just means big. And then this one is more of the tight move, which includes from here to here. And then, of course, I have this. So these are all giving me different levels. So let me get rid of this. Hold on one second. Go hide. So I had this level, and then I also had this level. But to me, this is just a little bit too much. Let me just hide all this. Much easier. Okay, and let me hide this as well. Well, let me see where it's at. Okay. So let me go and hide this. All right. So, and I have a few on here. You have a lot on here. That's why I'm getting all these. So here, there's one where I pull from the bottom. Let's go ahead and show this. Go to the settings. So once again, guys, if you have any coins you want me to do, let me know. And then we have this one. Okay. So I don't need this one anymore. Okay, that's close enough. All right, so if we were to pull from here, and let's hide this one. And I need to have all these. Let's just delete it. Get out of here. So from here, from the low to the high, we did come down to the 50% mark. This is our 50% mark, right at 57.3. We came down here a little bit lower, then we came down again, starting to come up. I really do think that if we break this really tiny zone, that, you know, because, I mean, this is our next level. Look at that. Our level of interest is right here. And then this will be our next area. I like it. Being bullish. I like this as a bullish thought process, just due to the fact of it looks like crap. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like crap, you know, but it's bearish. Did I say bullish? It doesn't look bullish. I meant to say bearish, because it looks like crap. It really does. You know, price came down here, came up, you know, not even halfway from the drop. It came up, couldn't do anything, came back down. It's like a fighter that's giving up. He's in the corner, he's huffing and puffing, he can barely see, and he's saying, Mick, cut me, Mick, cut me. Who knows what that movie's from? And it came down, came up, came down again, lower highs all the time, lower lows all the time. And I think it's going to break this level and continue lower. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Daily time frame. If we look at this at a much larger time frame, from the daily, kind of going from this level to the high, which would be here, we have kind of this zone. You can call it a zone from here to here. So this is the largest move from this, you know, January, beginning of this year, because this is where the actual move started. You know, it was going up and up and kind of sideways, down, and then boom. So this is where the actual move started from, and this is our most recent move, and it gives us this zone right here, and you can just see it on the larger time frame, higher lows. You know, it's until it shows us something different. Like for me personally, I won't be bullish until it breaks the 65, because now it's actually creating a higher high, and then the next step is to create a higher low. Then I'll be bullish. But until we do that, like even if we pump 30, 40, 80, 100 million %, I'm not bullish because it needs to break this. Now, granted, it would have done that, but still, you get my point. All right, moving on. Okay, guys, I can only stall for so long. Like literally, that whole conversation was nothing but stalling. If there are no coins that you want me to do, oh, I do have something. So let me pull this up, and I should have had this ready, but I do have a question, and I love questions, guys. If you're watching this on the replay, definitely put questions in the chat. I'll either answer them then, or I'll save them for the live stream. So just kind of give you a heads up. So let me go to this. Let me go to studio so I can find that comment. And then I'm gonna paste the comment here, and then I'm gonna answer that question. It was a great question too. It was a great question. Here. Oh, that's very nice. Somebody just mentioned I did see some of your previous trades on Discord, and I must say that you know how to cook. Good game, bro. You got this. Nice work. All right. So let's go ahead and flip this. Dang it. I'm working on a very, very small, tiny screen. And let's see here. Here we go. Here is the comment. Is that all of the comments? Gosh, darn it. Dang it. Okay, here we go. Let's do it like this. All right. Let's see here. So this is the comment. This. All right, so special shout out to Scott Jeff 5413 with the question of awesome. My first time watching your show. You're the best. I look up to you. You have changed my life forever. Only watching you for one. Oh, it doesn't say all that. Let's see. Scott Jep says, awesome. My first time watching. You explain everything very well, mate. Oh, appreciate that, man. I look forward to more. Awesome. When you have time, can you talk a little bit about taking profits? Yes, this is very important. So taking profits is part of your plan. Not only taking profits, but the most important part of a trade is your stop loss. How much can you afford to lose? The stop loss is far more important than your take profit. Because let's just say my take profit is $100 and I am trading with $1,000 and my take profit's $100. Now, I don't put a stop loss. And on this trade, it goes down 50%, 70%, 80%, and I don't sell it. So that $1,000 has now turned into $200 when I was willing to trade my $1,000 so that I can make $100. You see that? So out of the whole entire plan, when you enter a trade, you have to know what your plan is, for one, what your target is, and also what your stop loss is. So if we can get a coin, let me just pick a random coin. I'm going to do something super random, but very great question. Let's go to MEXC, not futures. MEXC, I don't know what this is. Let me just find anything, Joe, just put anything. It doesn't even matter, Joe, just anything. Okay, this, okay. So spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel. Let's go to ton. Why not? Okay. So we're looking at ton. Now we have to have a thought process when it comes to trading. You have to have a plan, your entry and your exit. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this mumbo jumbo. You have to know how to chart as well. Now, charting can be as easy as a few lines called support resistance. Here we have one. Now, the reason I picked this one was because it came down, it stopped, and it came up. That's how we do support resistance. Now, I also picked this other one because we have a really nice area, which is really close to this pivot slash swing slash change of direction. So that's what that means. Right now, let's say I'm looking to long this, which I wouldn't. But for simplicity's sake, and we don't talk about, leverage or anything like that. So for simplicity's sake, let's say we are looking to go long on this one, and we need to create a plan. Once again, right now, I would not recommend it due to the market, due to Bitcoin, due to how it looks. It looks extremely weak. But for this example, let's go ahead and say that we have a target, or let's see what these levels are. We'll do that. Now, let us look to see what the price range tool tells us. 30%. Okay, this is good. This is really good. All right. So let's say that our plan for this trade is to buy the breakout of this level, the break of this most recent pivot, the most recent high. Price needs to break above this in order for us to be interested in this coin. Because if it doesn't, what could happen is the price goes here, comes back, down, up, down. For how long, who knows, before possibly either goes up or goes down. So what we want to do is we want to buy this once it breaks this level. Now, just for argument's sake, let's say we have our alert above this wick and we have our alert here. So once again, what we're doing is we're doing a thought process, we're doing a plan. The plan is going to consist of entry and exit. So now what we're thinking is, okay, our alert goes off here and we have to have our 4-hour candle close above this yellow line, because once it does, then that's establishing strength and it should hopefully go up from there. Now let's say we do enter the trade and our target is going to be underneath candle body closes and candle wicks. Not only that, but also underneath our main level of resistance. You never want to put your target on resistance. because what that's doing is you're actually in a very long line that everybody's waiting to get their target. I don't want to wait. I put my target just underneath the major support resistance level. Now, I'm also looking at the candle body closes. So this is actually going underneath some of those. Now, granted, you can go underneath all of them because then you'll never have a target or a stop loss. So now I'm doing Alt J so I can have my target. And of course, I show you how to do all this stuff in other videos, but if you're curious on this, just let me know. Then our next target would be roughly around, once again, underneath candle bodies, candle wicks, and also our major level of support resistance. So here we have our targets. Now, the most important part is our stop loss. Now, for our stop loss, we want to at least come down below our level of, this is our zone. This is kind of our safety net zone, support zone area. And the reason we have this, because we have a level here, we have a level here. And if the price action comes back into this zone and breaks lower, well, we want to have our stop loss underneath this zone area so that hopefully it bounces up. Now, what we're looking at is to have a stop loss. One thing that also depends, market cap. Is this a very small market cap, which is not? And the way you do that is you go to the website. And again, all this is just trying to help out. What did I do? All this is just trying to help out someone who's pretty much newer. So here, of course, you go to this, and that way you don't get blinded. You type in ton, you go to ton coin, and you can see it's a 13 billion market cap. So it's good. It's not tiny. It's not 3 million. It's not 33 million, which those are tiny. It's a 13 billion market cap. So this is saying that it should not pull back 20% very quick. However, a smaller market cap, 13 million, 33 million, can easily do a pullback of 20%. So that is very important to know when you're doing your stop loss. Because let's say this is a 24 million market cap and you have a tight stop loss. You have a stop loss around 12%. You have a very, very high chance of getting stopped out versus somebody who puts their stop loss at around 25%. Because of the small market cap, this coin can come down very fast. However, we just found out that this is a 13 billion market cap, so it's not small. It moving 15% is very doable, but it's much difficult, or it's going to have a harder time moving greater distances. So what I want to do is, and I really want to put it at 20%, but that's a huge. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at these candle bodies and these candle wicks, because all of this represents support resistance. As price comes down, candle body closes act as support. As it comes down, candle wicks act as support. As it goes up, same thing, just the opposite direction. But I don't want to have such a big stop loss, so I'm going to have to do, man, even here's okay. Still 17%. You know what? I'm going to do it tight. I'm going to do a tight stop loss. 15%. Okay, 15%. Man, all these wicks make me want to go just a little bit more, but I don't want to do 20%. I'll just leave it here, 15%. So this is the most important part. Like the targets, they don't matter. This matters. How much are you willing to lose? And on top of that, your first target, don't have it 20% and your stop loss at 50%. That's saying that you're willing to lose 50% just to hit your first target of 20%. So what I always do is my first target has to be at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio when it comes to my targets and stop loss. So I have to have at least a 1-to-1 ratio. So this would be my thought process. I'm willing to risk 15% so that I could get my first target of 20% and then my second target of 41%. Now, when my first target hits and then the price action clears this level of resistance, starts finding support, I will then get my stop loss and move it up to where now it's in the positive. So if the market changes, if anything happens and it comes down, well, then I just earned 17, 18%. And this is what we do all the time in the group. This is what we do. We look at this, and if this is too much for you to lose, so again, always think about the loss. Very important. If this is too much money for you to lose at 15%, well, instead of trading with $1,000 or 10,000 or 100 or whatever, maybe reduce it by a quarter. So instead of $1,000, maybe you're trading with 750, or maybe instead of $100, you're trading with $75. And now the potential loss of your stop loss, if it gets hit, it doesn't hurt as bad. However, you have to have the mentality, as soon as you're entering a trade, this is how much I'm willing to lose. Don't ever think of, I'm going to get a $1,000 return, and then my second target is going to be a $1,500 return. How much are you willing to lose? Oh, I don't have a stop loss. Well, how much are you putting on the trade? I'm putting $5,000. So you're willing to lose $5,000 to make 1,500? Doesn't make sense. Or 2,500. All right. Moving on. So hopefully this answers your question in reference to, your targets. Now, in addition to targets, it also depends, again, on market cap. If you have a high market cap coin, this 20 to 40% in a good market, a very good market, could take maybe 3 to 5 days on average, maybe as long as 7 days. So with any question, there's so many different variables. How long do you want to wait? I mean, heck, we can set a target of 200%. We can set a target at 15%. How long do you want to wait? Not only that, but how big is the market cap? If it's a tiny market cap, this could go within, and if the market's great, this could go within a few hours to maybe a day, if the market's great. Now, granted, it can also dump this much as well. So when it comes to targets, there's a lot of different variables that come into play. Are you willing to hold it long term? Is this an investment? Are you willing to hold this as a swing trade? A few weeks, a few months. Are you willing to hold this for a few days, 3 to 5 days, or for a few hours? So all that determines on your targets. There's so many different things. Hopefully that answered the question. I know it was a whole bunch you take in, but once again, I'm very thorough in my answers, because if I have a very specific question, I will answer in a very specific way. But if I have a question that can be interpreted a whole bunch of different ways, well, then I try to do that. Now, granted, I would prefer a very specific question, so that maybe your question was, Joe, I trade low leverage. What would you recommend my targets to be? Well, that's a completely different question. Now, again, everything that I say on this channel is never financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet who has $14. You'd never want to take advantage from somebody who has $14, right? So don't take financial advice to take advantage. Yeah, don't take advantage of me either. But hey, donate to me if you can. Man, I could maybe get others than ramen. But I have a little bit more money than $14. But I like saying $14. It's just something I always do. Either that or it says -14 in my bank. Why is my bank always red? Is your bank red? But if you want to, you can donate to the cause. If you want to become a member, you can become a member. That's a way of supporting the channel. And you get to do these pretty cool emojis. I like them. But that's a way of supporting the channel. And of course, that does help. Now, another way to support the channel is if you are trading on BloFin already, and if it wasn't, you know, from somebody who you're following or anything like that, you just found it BloFin, I would strongly appreciate if you were to sign up using my affiliate link. That way, that helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you any extra or nothing like that, but that helps support the channel. Granted, it is going to take like an extra 2 to 5 minutes out of your day to do that. But once again, that's a way of supporting the channel. And then if you want to, and it's funny too, like, I see some chats coming in. Like with the stuff that I do, I don't have anything to sell. I do have a group, but I don't have anything to sell. And the reason I say that is because if I had something to sell, more than I'd probably still tell you the truth, but more than likely, I would kind of be careful on what I said. Because here, I tell you my wins, I tell you my losses. As a matter of fact, yesterday was a really good video, and I actually created a live stream recap for that video and posted it today in reference to me getting wrecked. I got wrecked. Now, if I was somebody who was selling you a course, like I wouldn't want you to know that, because oh my gosh, you know, the teacher, the master, the sensei, the professor, the whatever you want to call the person or me or whatever, oh man, they got wrecked. Like, I don't know if I want to follow. No, we're a bunch of traders. We're a bunch of traders. And now granted, our trading is very successful and we're constantly learning. That's all I do all day long. I mean, I'm watching videos. Now granted, I believe I have a very, very good system, but I'm always willing to learn. And that's what you have to do. Now, if you want to join the group, of course, here is the information. You can join with credit card, debit card on a monthly plan, or if you want to pay for a year, you actually save a crap load of money. So definitely reach out to me. There is my link tree, and you can send me a message. That'll work. All right. So moving on. So hopefully, once again, hopefully that helped out. And special thank you to Scott Jep. Special thank you to you. You are now famous. You are now famous. So good stuff. So all right, moving on. Let's see here. Let's see here. We have a Jono saying, I've been looking for coins that are getting over the 50 SMA on the daily. Still looking. Yeah, same, brother. Same. It's tough. It's really tough. I think we're still too early. And matter of fact, I think because of Bitcoin, I think we're going to dump. Oh no. I messed up my chart. Oh well, I'll look at that later. But yeah, so in my opinion, I think that Bitcoin is going to come down much more. This is another chart that I have. I think it's going to come down a whole bunch. And even if the coins did get some kind of rally right now, you know, we do have, you know, our order blocks here, more here, but we've kind of, so order blocks, in my opinion, are kind of easy to see because all it is areas of support resistance. That's all it is, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but so far, I mean, it looks to be completely right. And I've done this for a few years. Now, the thing that I do like about the order block information is it tells us, you know, just more information on here in reference to, you know, if there were more sellers or more buyers or what have you. But I think it's going to come down. I mean, even if we did come up to here, it'll create that double top that we talked about earlier, break the base, come down. All the coins are going to get wrecked. They're going to dump 50, 70%. And that's super, super bearish condition. You know, if we somehow surprisingly just do up and then down, then up and then down, then up and then down, then break the levels and then keep on going, great. You know, first, I was actually thinking when we were over here, when we were way over here, March, yeah. I was thinking, oh man, maybe this is the bottom. Like everything's different now. Maybe this is the bottom. And, you know, I'm holding on to coins that are investments. And I'm down quite a bit. But it's okay though, because I'm not selling. I'm not selling because it could have easily gone the other way. It could have easily skyrocketed And then let's say we didn't get those coins, and then it skyrockets, and then now we're entering at 70% higher than it was. But here it looked like, you know, more of this action. Sideways up, sideways up, sideways down. Oh, it happens. All right, moving on. Moving on. Let's see here. TRX is above the 50. Hey, all right, cool. Jono says, I sold my position in near after it hit my first target. Very nice work. It's now come down considerably. Glad to be applying Joe's process. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, and that's the hardest part. Man, that is so hard because it comes with the emotion of greed. Is taking profit. You know, oh man, I made $30, I made $100, I made $1,000, whatever you're making, $5. It doesn't matter. You're making money. And then it's like, should I hold it and, you know, get a little bit more, or should I sell it? I originally have it on my chart to sell right now, but oh man, you know, it's $100, man. I think it's gonna go to 300, and then it goes to a 150. Oh man, I got $150. Man, it's gonna go to 300. Like it looks really, really great. 150, 175, 200, 225, 240, 255. It looks great. Everything is super great. 297, 260, 230. And now you're trying to sell. You're trying to sell. Instead of taking profits on the way up, now you're panicking to sell. And now you made $32 because you could not sell it. You were at 100. Now, it's always better to have a plan and stick to it versus going off your emotions because now everything's looking great. Man, the market's looking good. You know, it's just going to blow past your target. And sure enough, it does. And you canceled your target. And now it just keeps on going. And it's like, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Greed gets to you. I'm speaking from personal experience. See here, crypto coin mindset. It says, got to bounce. Smash the like. Talk to you soon. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. See, Mark Dutch says, sorry I'm late. Hey, no problem, man. Had some maintenance to do on the like button. Oh, thank you. Yes. So please make sure everybody smash the likes. It does help support the channel. And we're giving you free content. We really are. And of course, there's a bunch of knowledge. Now, most of the stuff that I provide to you is a bunch of experience. Bunch of experience. What actually works. Because, I mean, you'll have some people say, oh, well, all you got to do is X, Y, and Z. And I'll say, I don't really like doing X, Y, and Z because this is what I found out. This is the results that I had. These are the things that happened when X, Y, and Z happened. Now, granted, can it do what it says? Yes, of course. For example, divergence. I talk about divergence all the time. You know, not only that, but it also depends on the market. So everything that I teach depends on the market that we're in. When I'm teaching about targets, like we talked about earlier, it depends. Are we in a bullish market or bearish market? You know, are we going to have our targets 15, 20% as our first one? Yes, definitely in the bear market. And these are for good coins, you know, coins with good market caps. Now, if it is a bull market, are we going to have 15, 20%? More than likely not. First target, maybe 25, 35%. So everything that I'm teaching is dependent on the market. And you'll see that too, where I'll say something different. It's like, whoa, Joe, you said X, Y, and Z. Oh, well, that's because we were in that market. So everything changes. Not only that, you do something until it doesn't work. If it's working for you, great, keep on doing it. And that's what I tell everybody. That's what I tell everybody. When it comes to you trading, if you're trading patterns and it's working for you, great, keep on doing that. I don't trade patterns because it creates a bias in my head. And not only that, depending on the market, depends how well your patterns are going to play out. I guarantee it, in a bull market, the cup and handle is going to do amazing. The inverse head and shoulders is going to do amazing. The falling wedge is going to do amazing. Why? Because we got FOMO. We got FOMO coming in. We have retail, more people coming into the market and buying all these green candles. So as soon as it breaks our neckline, and that's the reason I'm entering, because of the neckline, but as soon as it breaks the neckline, You have all these newcomers that are in all these groups that say, oh, look at this one. It broke the neckline of this cup and handle. It's going to do this huge move. And they buy in. But I don't. I buy in because it broke that support resistance level. That's what I do. All right. Let's see here. Mark says, but it's fixed now. Feel free to crush it. Yes, guys. I smash the like. Crush it. Jonas says, I only made $15 on your trade. I don't care. That's more than that. So for me, I'm very proud of that, man. And some people, like, that's one thing that they do is that, man, I made $5. I mean, no, are you kidding me? Dude, you won. Do you know how hard it is to win in this market? Man, I'm proud of you, Jono. See, I only made $15 on this near trade, so better than $14, I guess. Spot on. Spot on. That made me smile. Spot on. I can only win $14. You got 15? Hey, congrats, man. Congrats. But there was story time. There was a gentleman I was helping, and he was having really bad problems. You know, he was losing. He did actually he was tracking his trades, and every month he was in the red, every month. And you know, he had the percentage in the dollars, and the dollars I remember, it was like $1,400 losses on average per month. And granted, he was in a group that I was in. I was just one of the admins, and he reached out to me. He's like, Joe, I need help, man. Like, I'm in this group. I want to make money. Everybody here seems to be making money. You know, I'm watching the YouTube, and, you know, this person made this gain and this person made this gain. I'm not making anything. Like, I'm losing on average $1,500 a month, sometimes more, but usually right around. I said, okay. I said, send me some charts. Send me some charts. I said, okay. I said, right away, I can already tell. So then I give him homework, and he did the homework. A lot of people, though, ask me to do homework or to help them. But when I give them the homework, they don't do it. And it's okay. I understand. Granted, it's more work for me because the homework that I assign, it puts me to work with them and, you know, helping them and everything else. So anyway, he does the homework. And it took about 2-3 months. And he says, Joe, he goes, you never guess. I said, what? What happened? He goes, you know, these past 3 months, you've been helping me, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, yeah. He goes, okay, well, you know, I was always down X amount of dollars. I said, yeah, I remember. You know, I averaged 1,500, sometimes $2,000. He goes, the first month you were helping me, I was only down 700. I said, dude, that's amazing. Then the next month, only 500. Then the next month, only 200. And he goes, Joe, this is the first month that I have closed in the positive. Granted, I think it was like $20, $22, something like that. But it was in the green. And he goes, Joe, I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my gosh. He goes, Joe, I know you're going to probably laugh at me for this, but I'm in the green, $22 for the month. And I gave him an audio like he had won the lottery. I said, dude, you have no idea how happy that makes me. You were on average losing $1,500 a month on average. And now trading the same, well, not trading the same way, but trading with the same amount of money, having the same, you know, finances. You know, you didn't get more money and now you're trading with more. Now, because now you're actually learning how to trade. I said, dude, that makes me so happy, man. Like now, so this month it was $22. I said, you know, next month, reach out to me. Let me know. One thing that happens is whenever I help people and they start making money, they stop coming around. So I don't know what happened after that. I don't know. I wish I did. But, and that's one thing that's kind of sad in doing what I do for free, because I put in all this time and effort and energy and everything. And on my last channel, the last bull run, I told people, it's like, this is how to trade, this is what you do, etc., etc. I know y'all gonna leave me. No, Joe, we'll never leave you. It's not blah, blah. We love you. It's not. Sure enough, they learned how to trade and they were never seen again. That's what happens. But don't forget me, guys. Don't forget me. All right, so that's pretty much it. That concludes the show. I do thank you very much. We'll do this again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, remember, you don't always have to be in a trade. And if you are in a trade, of course, you know, have your stop loss, have your risk management, Now, all that's very important. I do thank you guys so much. Right now it is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure what time it is your time, but it is always time to make this money. So let's do it, guys. Let's make this money. My name is Joe. This is TradeIntuition. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it. Take care, guys. Man, that outro was so good and I messed it up. All right. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to smash the like if you haven't already. And we'll see you soon. Take care. I think the maestro is going to play my favorite song. Is he going to play it? Yes.
Yeah, trade intuition, flipping charts, mad precision. We on the grind, no sleep, endless mission. Crypto waves, no tide, just decisions. Ride or die with the block's ambition. Let's make this money, profits rain like monsoon. Bull or bear, we adapt, typhoon. While it's packed, no room, full bloom. Path to riches, straight shot, no detour too soon. Trading is only as difficult as you make it. Rise, fall, rise again, never fake it. Cold wallets, private keys, gotta break it. Crypto life on the edge, let's shake it.